China. So there's a massive challenge, but also opportunities. You have tried to manage the relationship with China. It's been difficult, not just for India, but across the world. One of the biggest challenges for the world today is China and the growing aggression of China in many parts of the world, not just in our region. How do you look at tackling China, handling China, and how do you see taking that challenge forward in the next government should you win?
Look, I would say, Gita, the first thing is we have to stop pretending that everything is nice, stop being worried to express what we feel, stop using terminology which doesn't work for us, may work for them. So I think being straight, being public, being upfront is the starting point. Now, the fact is, it's not today I agree since 2020 the relationship has become much more complicated. I accept that. But it was building up over a period of time, and what was happening was because we weren't honest about it even to ourselves, we weren't really articulating it and frankly even strategizing accordingly. There was a time when we actually said China is a strategic partner. If I were to today say this to anybody, people would be baffled, but yet that was the official description at one point of time. So the first thing is we've got to recognize today that we have really, in a way, a very challenging, competitive neighbor. There are serious issues over a period of time in our history. Many of those issues have not been resolved. Some have aggravated. It isn't just a boundary issue. There are, we have common neighbors. We have a common periphery. There is competition there. There are very major economic issues and when you say what do we do, as I said, for a start, we've got to be honest about it. We've got to call out things when they go wrong. But we also need to prepare, and the preparation, a lot of it has to be the domestic preparation. If you are dealing with China, you got to have an economy which is geared up for it. Now we have, for example, it's only in the last decade we have paid attention to manufacturing. Now, because of the neglect of manufacturing, we started our economic reforms 30 years ago, but we didn't take it into the manufacturing world. So we have these, vulnerabilities or these gaps, which make it very, challenging to compete. So we got to get all those things right. So you have to diagnose it, you got to prepare for it, and then you have to express it and you have to manage it. Because you also don't want it to, sort of going completely awry.
Dr. Jaishankar, just to push the China question a step further, it'll soon be 4 years, like you said, from 2020 things have gone south. The military standoff turns 4 in just a few weeks from now, sir. Can you tell, there have been many rounds of military level talks, and it has appeared for a while now that the reality is that a resolution of this entire thing is going to have to be diplomatic. Can you tell us how the next government will resolve this, sir? Because it's a big military standoff that's been on for 4 years now.
Well, I would say the scenario that I can foresee has been that they have today massed a very large number of troops along the LAC. So have we as a counter deployment. The resulting situation, and you saw that, in a way, unfortunately go wrong in Galwan, is when troops are very close up. There are all the dangers you associate with that. So the focus in the military discussions has been really about disengagement, so that very close-up deployment of troops. Because remember, both of us are very forward deployed. This is not where, in the last many decades was our natural deployment. So how do we resolve that? How do we do it in a manner in which it works for both of us? There are issues related to patrolling, because when you are deployed that close up, then there are patrolling issues, obstruction issues, the workaround issues, all of which adds to a very complicated matrix. Thereafter, there is the next round of issues, which is really what you would call de-escalation, which is the fact that both sides, we as a reactive posture, have brought very large number of troops with weaponry very, very close up. So I think there's a lot to it, and clearly it is something where we have to be both patient but also very persevering.